Do you remember when Visa cards first came out? You were used to paying with cash or with a check, and then a Visa came out. It was this weird payment system that you didn't understand. And she said, yeah, I remember that. Well, Bitcoin is just the next evolution of another payment system.
Brace yourself, Nakamoto was the foundation.
Guys, Nakamoto Crypto here, and today we have got another massive sell-off. As BTC is sitting at $10,113 as we speak. It was down 10% from 12k 2 days ago, and now a downward spiral occurs. Ethereum took the biggest hit today, sitting at $331 from a whopping $480. Crazy market indeed, but a V-shaped recovery from Bitcoin's biggest drop since March is now unlikely according to this analyst, despite a slight bounce. Friday morning, some analysts don't expect Bitcoin to chart a quick recovery from the double-digit price drop over the last 2 days as BTC fell off 10%. That's the biggest single-day percentage decline since March 12, when Bitcoin prices crashed around 40% amid major sell-off across the equity markets. So Bitcoin is actually correlated with the stock markets. So this time though, a quick V-shaped recovery back to recent highs around $12,000 looks unlikely due to cryptocurrencies' increased sensitivity to traditional markets. So the whole point of this is to say that Bitcoin is actually now getting stronger in being correlated with the traditional markets. As they go down, whether it's the Dow Jones, S&P 500 losing just 3%, people panic sell their precious metals. And it's not just Bitcoin. Gold goes down a little bit, and the other precious metals also do. This year alone, with everything going on around the world, Bitcoin also gets affected by that. Now, this might be the greatest opportunity for some who could not buy BTC at 12,000, at 11,000 to buy the dip, because as you know, the crypto market always recovers faster than any other traditional market historically. When we dropped in March, we was up from 3,600 back up to 5,000 within hours, and then you've seen that historical rise from 5,000 all the way up to $9,600 in a matter of 2 months. That is the power of BTC. That is the power of cryptocurrency and how many people believe in it. So the long-term holders that held through every single bull market and every single bear market are still holding on to their crypto because they know what's in the end game. Charles Hoskinson explains it best.
It's a rough day today, isn't it? Markets are terrible, down 20% for most people. And every now and then I talk about price. I rarely do. But in general, let's talk about the macro. You know, crypto is a unique phenomena. It's a unique thing. And these are crazy times. I remember just a few months back, and we saw basically everything just bottom out. Everybody went crazy. They went to cash. All asset classes just went to hell in a handbasket. And I did a video and I said, guys, our best days are ahead of us as an ecosystem and as an industry. And what happened? Everything got better over time. People started getting more optimistic. You know, the reality is that we are seeing an old industry die right now, the legacy financial system. And we look to the cryptocurrency industry, and God, we got a lot of problems. I think this collapse is probably because one of the most prominent exchanges in South Korea got hit. They got shut down by the South Korean government. And they, at one time, were responsible for a big part of the kimchi premium. And you know what? Korean government might shut down a few more Korean exchanges. And usually the market bakes these things in. We got crazy yield farming, weird stuff going on in the DeFi space. All these other local events, and they're blips. They don't really matter that much, just like Corona in the long term won't matter too much in terms of the markets. What matters is the trend, and where are we going? The common theme that we all have is no one's happy. Our monetary system has failed us. The inflationary policy has created a situation where the Jeff Bezoses can have $200 billion and make windfall profits every year, regardless of how bad the economy is. And the everyday people, they don't get a pay increase. In a lot of cases, they don't even get to keep their job. And their money deteriorates in value a lot more than 3% per year. Our industry has principles in that we worship the math and the protocols and the stable monetary policy, these types of things. And as corrupt as some of the exchanges can be and some of the bad actors are, all movements suffer from these warts, and they're finite and temporary. You run out of them at some point. Self-regulation kicks in or standards kick in, and these bad actors flush out. And what's left behind is a crucible that contains the truth of the matter, which is we're going to win as an industry. There's just no doubt in my mind. You have bad days in the market, you have damn good days in the market. You get addicted to the good ones and you hate the bad ones, but at the end of the day, it's only going in one direction, which is crypto is going to eat the world. Every voting system, every property registration system, every monetary system in the next 25 to 50 years is going to be running on the tech we build and others build, and running with the principles of power to the edges. This is the great challenge of our time, to do it in a way that it's fair, transparent, open, and doesn't allow a government to co-opt it. There's going to be a lot of fights here. The least of our concerns and matters are a red day. And every now and then I like making these videos to remind people why I'm here and why you should be here too. As toxic as the trolls can be and these other people can be, none of them really matter. Markets don't really matter. What matters are the principles and the purpose behind what we do. And you have to ask yourself, are you happy with the way that society is? Are you happy with the money in your pocket? Are you happy with the political leadership representing your nations? Are you happy with your future? And do you honestly believe if we keep doing the things that we did and continue to do, that the future is going to be better? Or do you think it's going to be worse or stagnant? I think too many people have woken up and they realize that if we continue doing the things that we do, the future is going to be a bad place. And they don't want that to happen. And so we're voting with our wallets, we're voting with our feet, and we as a collective industry are waking up and figuring out how to build something better. And there's some good days and bad days along the way. Today's a bad one, but there are going to be good days tomorrow. Just like I told you back when Corona made everything go into free fall. And I told you before, and I warned you about with ICO mania. We're in a DeFi bubble right now. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I saw it in 2017 with ICO mania. I see it here. And there's probably going to be worse days ahead in that respect. But the trend is always the same, and never forget that. And never forget that real people are actually adopting these systems and using them. And every day we see more and more, and every day that movement grows. And what's so humbling is that I know a lot of you are here with me. It used to be a pretty lonely space to be in a few years back. You know, the conferences, they didn't have many people. My first Bitcoin meetup group in 2011 in Colorado was at the Gypsy House Cafe. I think I was 13th and Pearl over in Capitol Hill in Denver. And I registered for the event. I showed up. 2 people registered, myself and another guy. And the other guy didn't show up. So I had coffee with myself. Compare that with the Shelley Summit that we had in July of 2020. 10,000 attendees. 10,000 from all across the world. Compare that to where we are at today. Just 9 years later. Pretty amazing if you think about it, how fast things have grown and how many fertile, beautiful ideas exist in this industry and what this industry is doing for the world as a whole. And that is why we're going to win. Because at the end of the day, who can argue against freedom? Who can argue against liberty? Who can argue against putting people in control? The only way you can is when you believe people are stupid. People are evil. People are incapable. And I suppose that's a philosophical difference between those who currently lead and the people who want to replace them.
And on that click, if you like the content, please don't forget to leave a like, share, subscribe. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.